Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday the 24th of February. Madhya Pradesh to play key role in India's growth, says PM Modi at Investor Summit. Bangladeshi students who ousted former PM Hasina set to launch political party. And opposition calls for PM Oli's resignation after Nepal lands on FATF grey list. And now for all the details. In a major push for investment and development, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reaffirmed the world's confidence in India as he addressed the Madhya Pradesh Global Investor Summit 2025 in Bhopal. Take a look.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the world is optimistic about India's future as he addressed the Madhya Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2025 in Bhopal on Monday. He emphasized that in a developed India, three key sectors, textile, tourism, and technology, will play a crucial role. Modi stated that the government is not only promoting traditional skills in these sectors, but is also focusing on emerging fields such as agro-textiles, geotextiles, and medical textiles. Highlighting India's growing global stature and Madhya Pradesh's immense investment potential, PM Modi called this the best time to invest in the state, citing its rich mineral resources and strong infrastructure.
साथियों, भारत के इतिहास में ऐसा अवसर पहली बार आया है जब पूरी दुनिया भारत के लिए इतनी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक है। पूरी दुनिया में चाहे सामान्य जन हो, अर्थनीति के एक्सपर्ट्स हो, विभिन्न देश हो या फिर इंस्टीट्यूशन, सभी को भारत से बहुत आशाएं हैं।
Echoing the Prime Minister's message, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav emphasized the state's vast development and investment opportunities. He reiterated that Madhya Pradesh is committed to playing a major role in achieving PM Modi's vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. The Chief Minister also revealed that the state government aims to double Madhya Pradesh's economy within the next 5 years. The GIS 2025 summit is expected to accelerate Madhya Pradesh's economic growth by attracting key investments and fostering global partnerships. With the participation of top industrialists, diplomatic representatives, and international trade organizations, the event aims to position Madhya Pradesh as a major investment hub in India.
प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में भारत को 2047 तक विकसित भारत बनाने का संकल्प भारतवासियों ने लिया है। हमारा लक्ष्य देश को $35 ट्रिलियन की अर्थव्यवस्था बनाना है। ऐसे में विकसित भारत के इस लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करने के लिए विकसित मध्य प्रदेश समस्त प्रदेशवासियों के साथ अपना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है।
Your administration's focus on a ease of doing business and an infrastructure development has made Madhya Pradesh one of India's most investment-ready state. The projected GSDP of over rupees 15 lakhs crore in FY25 is a testament to our pro-business vision and a commitment to growth.
Milestone man Virat Kohli anchored a tricky chase with an unbeaten century as India moved closer to the Champions Trophy semi-finals with a 6-wicket victory over arch rivals Pakistan in a high-intensity Group A match on Sunday. Hosts Pakistan, batting first, set a target of 241, getting bowled out with 2 deliveries to spare. India, registering their second successive victory, comfortably chased down the 242-run target in just 42.3 overs, with Kohli remaining unbeaten on 100. While Indian fans celebrated their team's dominant win, Pakistan's national cricket team faced sharp criticism from supporters. Many fans slammed Pakistan's poor fielding, urging the team to focus on improvement, hard work and discipline. Some also attributed the defeat to a lack of skills, effort and fitness. With this loss, Pakistan's title defense now hangs by a thread. Their semi-final qualification remains a theoretical possibility, entirely dependent on favourable results in other matches.
हमारी टीम से हमें बहुत ज़्यादा उम्मीद थी कि हमारी टीम अच्छा खेलेगी। मेरा जो माइंडसेट था कि हमारी टीम एटलीस्ट 315 को टच करेगी, बट हमारी टीम ने तो 250 को भी टच नहीं किया। एटलीस्ट हमारी टीम हारी है तो कम से कम वो कोहली की सेंचुरी ना होने देते। वो बॉलिंग इतनी अच्छी करते कि अगर वो बैटिंग में अच्छे नहीं थे तो बॉलिंग के थ्रू मैच फिर भी बचाया जा सकता था। तो मेरी चेयरमैन पीसीबी से ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि पुराने लोगों को पीछे करें और नए चेहरे सामने लेके आएँ ताकि हमारे मैच में कुछ बेहतरी आ सके।
इस बार फील्डिंग में भी इतनी बुरी परफॉर्मेंस थी। मैं कहता हूँ कि इनको दोबारा तरबियत देनी चाहिए और जो इन्होंने लोगों के जज्बात के साथ खेला है उसकी अकाउंटेबिलिटी होनी चाहिए।
In a striking statement, MQM Supremo Altaf Hussain has put the onus on Pakistan's military to resolve the Baloch conflict. Launching his book on Balochistan's history, he said the military must listen to people's demands. A report.
MQM Supremo Altaf Hussain has called on Pakistan's military establishment to engage with the Baloch people on their own terms, urging the military to listen to their demands. In a significant statement made during the launch of his book, The Balochistan Issue, A Historical Perspective, Hussain extended an offer to Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff, General Asim Munir, expressing his willingness to facilitate dialogue with the Baloch. Addressing the gathering, Hussain stated that the ball is now in General Munir's court, emphasizing that it is up to him to make a firm decision to resolve these long-standing conflicts once and for all. The Khan of Kalat, Mir Aga Suleiman Daud, who was the chief guest at the event, also spoke about the insecurity faced by oppressed groups in Pakistan, particularly Mujahirs, who, like the Baloch, have been victims of extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances. Referring to the military's role in Pakistan, he remarked, "An army is supposed to be a guardian, but in Pakistan, the guardian has become the owner of the people's land." He further criticized the military, stating, "First they become property dealers, then industrialists, and now they are feudal lords." This event marked a significant moment as both Altaf Hussain and the Khan of Kalat jointly raised their voices for oppressed communities within Pakistan, stressing the urgent need for unity and justice.
This past weekend, US President Donald Trump once again called for the retrieval of military equipment left behind in Afghanistan, stating that doing so would ensure the continuation of aid to the country. Speaking at the Conservative Political Action Conference, Trump expressed outrage over Taliban fighters parading US military gear and accused Afghanistan's de facto authorities of selling tanks, vehicles, weapons and advanced technology. Highlighting the vast amount of military equipment left in Afghanistan, previously estimated at around $80 billion, Trump urged US officials to take action and recover the assets. He emphasized that while the US continues to send billions of dollars in aid to Afghanistan, domestic challenges persist. Trump insisted that if financial assistance were to be continued, the Taliban must return the military assets left behind during the US withdrawal. This isn't the first time Trump has raised this issue. However, the Taliban have dismissed this demand, with spokesperson Zabiullah Mujahid calling his remarks mere election rhetoric. Mujahid stated that the equipment is considered war loot and would never be returned. Bangladeshi students who were at the forefront of last year's protest that ousted then Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina are set to launch a political party, news agency Reuters reported on Monday. The Students Against Discrimination group spearheaded the protest that began as a student-led movement against public sector job quotas, but quickly morphed into a broader nationwide uprising that forced Hasina to flee to India as the unrest peaked in early August. The student group is finalizing plans to launch the new party during an event likely on Wednesday. The media reports said, citing sources, and added Nahid Islam, a student leader and advisor to the interim government that took charge of Bangladesh after Hasina's exit, is expected to lead the party as convener. Islam has been a key figure in advocating for student interest within the interim government led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, which has been at the helm of Bangladesh since August 2024. He is expected to resign from his current role to focus on leading the new political party. Days after Nepal was placed on the Financial Action Task Force grey list, the opposition CPN Mayawis Centre has called for Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's resignation. In a parliamentary session on Sunday, lawmakers from the main opposition party stated that the government no longer holds the trust and confidence of the people. They urged the House of Representatives to take decisive action to safeguard the honour, prestige and dignity of the nation. This marks the second time that the Himalayan nation has been placed on the FATF grey list. The latest decision was made during the FATF plenary meeting held in Paris from February 17 to 21. Previously, Nepal remained on the grey list from 2008 to 2014. The country now has 2 years to reform its financial sector. Failure to do so could lead to its inclusion in the FATF blacklist, which would result in stricter international transaction restrictions and sanctions.
सम्पत्ति शुद्धिकरण तथा आतंकवादी गतिविधि मामलामा निगरानी राख्ने अन्तर्देशीय अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय संस्था एफएटीएफले नेपाललाई आधिकारिक रूपमा ग्रे लिस्टमा चढाएको छ। सरकारको अकर्मण्यता, वित्तीय क्षेत्रमा सुधार गर्ने अठोटको अभाव र सुशासनप्रतिको उपेक्षाका कारण नेपाल अन्ततः यो लज्जाजनक अवस्थामा पुगेको छ। म यसका प्रति खेद व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु, निन्दा व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु र यो घटनाक्रमले सरकार सुशासनका पक्षमा छैन र सरकार सम्पूर्ण रूपमा असफल भएको संकेतका रूपमा हामीले लिनुपर्दछ र सरकारले नैतिक रूपमा आफ्नो मार्ग प्रशस्त गर्नुपर्छ भनेर सम्माननीय सभामुख मार्फत म ध्यान आकर्षण गराउन चाहन्छु।
Uttarakhand is setting new benchmarks in education, ensuring that learning reaches every corner of society. From residential hostels for underprivileged children to modern PM Shri schools and skill-based education programs, the state is transforming lives. With innovative initiatives and strong government support, Uttarakhand is not just educating its youth, but empowering them for a brighter future. Let's take a closer look.
Known for its breathtaking landscapes and rich cultural heritage, Uttarakhand continues to make the nation proud, reaching new heights across various sectors, especially education. The state and central government's initiatives are not only modernizing education, but also emphasizing skill development among students. For instance, the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose Residential Hostel, established by the Uttarakhand government, and the Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya, run by the central government, are providing underprivileged children with a platform to integrate into the mainstream. These programs offer free, quality education to girls aged 11 to 18, empowering them with knowledge and opportunities.
मुझे आज तक हॉस्टल में किसी भी चीज़ की कमी नहीं हुई है, ना खाने में ना कपड़ों में, हर चीज़ की मुझे फैसिलिटी मिलती है यहाँ।
हमारा संकल्प है ऐसे प्रदेश के अंदर जो हमारे अन्य छात्रावास ऐसे संचालित हो रहे हैं, उन सभी में अच्छी सुविधाएं मिले, बच्चों को आगे बढ़ने का अवसर मिले।
Through PM Shri schools and government intercolleges, children in Uttarakhand are also gaining access to vocational education and skill development programs, enhancing their abilities alongside academics. Currently, 531 such schools are focused on skill-based education, with 272 more set to launch soon. Additionally, Rajiv Gandhi Navodaya Vidyalayas in the state are providing quality education and laying a strong foundation for students' bright futures. These schools boast excellent infrastructure and modern teaching facilities, ensuring a well-rounded learning experience.
टीवी वगैरह और प्रोजेक्टर के द्वारा पढ़ाया जाता है, तो हमें उसे पढ़ने में समझ में भी आता है और हमें अच्छा लगता है पढ़ने में।
Uttarakhand has demonstrated that with the right policies and strong determination, transformative changes in education are possible.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.